Well, that's it for preseason. Probably the shortest I've ever seen. Just 2 matches in 2 days. And although Bayer Leverkusen were very poor, AC Milan were much better. So there were a lot more takeaways from this game. So let's go ahead and break this down. We'll just go over some of the positive things we saw in the first and second half, and then I'll get into some of the defensive concerns that worry me as we go into the start of the Premier League season next week against Crystal Palace. Welcome to the Chelsea Campfire. I'm Sebastian North. Please like, subscribe, and let me know, what do you think the real goals are for this team this season? What can we really expect? How many trophies can they win? Where should they finish in the league? Let me know your thoughts. All right, let's get started, and we'll pick up in the first half. Even though Chelsea made about 5 changes to the starting lineup versus Leverkusen, this looked a lot more like what we will be able to expect against Crystal Palace next weekend. Overall, the tactics were the same. You still had a back 4 with Cucurella going into midfield, creating back 3, Caicedo in the middle of that. This time we had Enzo Fernandez instead of Andre Santos on Cole Palmer was the 10. Neto and Gittins were the wide men, and Joao Pedro started up front. And the patterns of play are pretty clear. Chelsea like to have a lot of players in the midfield, options to split the lines, and if those get cut off because the opponents get really compact, then you can just go around the outside. So they draw players in here to Caicedo. As the ball comes out to Reece James, he can just turn and find Enzo Fernandez. And this is the key right here. Once your midfielders get the ball, how do you get them to face forward? Pedro Neto drops in, receives, plays it right back to Enzo Fernandez, and now everyone's facing forward and can go the other way. Cucurella finds Gittins, and this is really bright from Gittins. I'm very excited to see what he can bring. He goes ahead, takes on Yunus Musa, gets himself fouled, and Chelsea have a free kick just 3 minutes and 50 seconds in. And they would capitalize. This is the first goal. And one little detail that I wanted to show here, Jamie Gittins is standing at the corner of the 6-yard box, and really what he's doing is he's blocking the view of the goalkeeper, Mike Maignan. That means if there is a good delivery right over his head, it'll take a while for the defense and the goalkeeper to see it coming. That's what happens. James whips it in. It's a very good ball right on the top of the defense, and it's an own goal. So own goal for Andre Kubis. Not a good start for him, and it would only get worse, but we'll get to that in a minute. And overall, the good attacking play and the build-outs just kept coming. Here, actually, Caicedo makes a mistake. The ball is turned over, but he's the first one to get back to it. Plays it out wide to Reece James. The ball gets out to Neto. He drives at the defense. And what he does here that's good is that he does slow himself down just to find the right option. Sees that Joao Pedro is completely alone, split between the defenders, and this ball from Neto is absolutely perfect. The header, easy, goal, but that is going to be crucial from Neto this season, that he can deliver good balls either when he cuts to the byline or when he cuts inside. If he can rack up a lot of assists this season from good deliveries like that, we're in business for sure. And actually, the build-outs from the back were really good as well. One thing I really like about Sanchez is he looks like he means to do things that are very difficult. This ball right here is a very good split to completely bypass 6 Milan players. It comes to Cole Palmer, and this is great from Joao Pedro, who just drops in a little bit, makes a little 2v1, and actually what I really like about that is he just immediately plays it off his foot. He doesn't take a touch to control, sends Gittins forward, and he gets tackled on the line, but really nice. And Sanchez would do the same thing just a couple minutes later. Pressure comes from Leao, he sees a gap, bang, right through it into Pedro Neto, and this turn is terrific. Just uses his pace to get away, and now he can drive forward, and that is really what we want to see. Can we get from back to front quickly and make it so the teams are a little bit disorganized? You got Cole Palmer here floating on his own. He gets to the ball, little 1-2 with Neto. Neto's shot here pretty tame right into the hands of Maignan, but really good stuff from the Blues there. And then we would have the red card. Long ball for Joao Pedro. It bounces. Andre Kubis brings him down. Referee comes up, awards a free kick, gives a red card. And Chelsea are man up with just 18 minutes gone, which I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed because I wanted to see how they matched up 11v11. Honestly, there was a part of me at first that was like, maybe the ref won't give a red card because it's a friendly, but I mean, the rules do still apply. So yeah, Milan down to 10 men. And if we look at this again, there's something tactically that's important here. You can see Gittins way out on one side, Pedro Neto way out on the other, and because the rest of the Chelsea players look like they're building out, Milan just squeeze up. And that means that Joao Pedro is 1v1 with acres of space. This is a no-brainer ball from Sanchez. Fernandez. And I actually thought he was going to sort of play it into that giant area that's open, but maybe he mishits it because he just hits it dead straight down the middle. Joao Pedro realizes, oh God, this ball's not going in front of me, it's going behind me. He bodies up, lets it drop, gets pulled down, red card. So that puts Chelsea one player up for the remaining 70 minutes of the match if they can keep their noses clean, which is great. Then we got the resulting free kick. Cole Palmer whacks it, hits the bar. I mean, this angle, much better. You can see just how close he is. My goodness, he would actually have another opportunity just a few minutes later from a slightly different angle. This one, curling, looking for the near post. It just barely goes wide. But take a look at this. It's just so close to going in that top corner. Maignan is a big goalie, dives well, but any higher and a little bit on target, and that is in. So look, Cole Palmer's going to score a few of those this season. There's just no question. And it really kept coming in the first half. Here's Joao Pedro dropping in, receiving, turning, and then playing the ball out wide to Palmer. He sees the picture, and Neto, once again, way out on the far side, an easy switch to get him the ball, and Cole Palmer just keeps running. And now that Chelsea are a man up, there are going to be spaces. This ball comes into Fernandez. He turns and clips a beautiful little ball into the middle, and look at this from Palmer. Jumps in the air, tries the little hitch kick volley, looking to get it in the top corner on the left side, and just puts it over. Absolutely brilliant from him. No goal contributions, but some really good stuff. And then we would get into the second half. So we get to the 60th minute, and there were a bunch of changes. Liam Delap came on for Pedro, Esteval came on for Cole Palmer, Andre Santos came on for Enzo Fernandez, and it was great to see them score just within 5 minutes. So this ball gets cleared out by AC Milan, won by Caicedo, lands at the feet of Gittins, and he plays it out towards Delap. And Delap right here, you're thinking, well, he's got to take another couple touches to get down to the byline and create the angle, but what a ball this is, right across the floor. It's just ahead of Andre Santos, but at the back post, Esteval gets hauled down, penalty is called, and Liam Delap steps up and absolutely leathers it into the bottom corner. I mean, this is great to see because Chelsea have a lot of good penalty takers. You count Palmer, Joao Pedro has an absolutely stellar record in the Premier League. Now you see that from Liam Delap. This is great, and it would get better for him very shortly. So this is his second goal. Ball comes into Gusto. He's able to pick out the little ball into Andre Santos, and this layoff from him is sensational. I know he could have turned here, but I love the way he just puts this in the path of Liam Delap. No thoughts from Delap. Crush it in the same corner he puts the penalty. Brace for him. 4-1 to Chelsea. But yeah, it was 4-1. So where did the goal come from? It was a little concerning at times how easy it was for Milan to cut through them. This is in just the first minute of the match. We're 58 seconds on the clock. Chelsea have committed 6 players into the press. 1 ball forward into Salamakers. Little leave behind. He's able to play it forward, and look at the Chelsea defense. Completely wide open. You're like, where is everybody? Well, I'll show you. As this ball came into Salamakers, you can already see Tosin way up into midfield. So that's a 7th player for Chelsea added to the press. And one little layoff beats him. Palmer's not with his man. And since Tosin vacated his spot, there is absolutely no one in that area. Trevor Chalobah stepped out a little bit as well. This is pretty ugly of a situation. The ball gets played through and Caicedo mops it up. But it was a problem. You kept seeing players being able to just do these little 1-2s and find space. I mean, Salamakers just plays the ball on a Leao, keeps his run going, Leao turns and plays it through to him, and Salamakers is in. Look, he rips it from this angle, Sanchez has it cut off, blocks it, and then Leao can't control his header, but that easily could have been 2-1. Then we've got another one, very simple ball into Leao, just right through the heart of everything. Comes to him, he flicks it on, now the left back is pouring forward, Pedro Neto's miles behind the play, and AC Milan in just 3 passes are in Chelsea's end. Now, the cross gets played in and headed out by Tosin, and so now there's players back. So you should have this situation under control. But then it's the same exact thing. Enzo Fernandez completely dives in. That's terrible 1v1 defending. The ball gets played into Leao. He backheels it behind him and gets absolutely clattered by Chalobah. Even though Chelsea blocked this attack, a free kick is awarded. Okay, so they take the free kick, they hit it off the wall. Now we've got a second phase, and it's actually really interesting to see where everyone does this. Everyone sort of runs out towards the defensive right side. You can see how many players are packed over there. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they all ran in that direction. Maybe they thought the ball was going there, but it gets played wide and Gittins is 2-on-1. And this cross right here is very, very good. The 3 Milan players went a little bit early. Yes, they were offside, but the header from Leao is perfect. It's in the corner. And yes, Chelsea get away with that one, but this is a little bit too easy. And we would see the same things in the second half. And it's Fofana just finding tons of room here. He looks around, no one's really picking him up. Caicedo should be closer to him. He's able to turn while Pedro can't really lay a finger on him. And then plays a little 1-2 with Leao, and he's in. I mean, this is really dangerous. This was not offside. Reece James does excellently well to get to it and block before they can put the ball in, and then it's mopped up. But then we would get the goal, and again, it's Fofana. You can see him right in between all the Chelsea players right here. He's just going to sort of move across, and no one is going to point. No one's going to look at him. No one's even going to communicate to pick him up. He just kind of runs across. Salamakers drives at Pedro Neto, is able to cut in on his right foot, which he shouldn't be able to do, and he just splits the Chelsea defense. Fofana's in, tucks it in the near post. Not much that Sanchez could do about that. Completely sold out by his defense, but that was a real concern. Now, look, I don't want to be negative. I think it's great that we won 4-1. That's fantastic. But the quality of the Premier League is high. And we saw Crystal Palace today draw 2-2 with Liverpool. They created a bunch of chances, a lot on the break. There were a lot of good combinations from them. And the way that AC Milan were able to break through us, Crystal Palace are going to try and do the exact same thing. So I really hope that Maresca is able to get this under control, to make sure that the players are communicating, passing guys off, and marking up, and not ball watching, because that will get us scored on this season. And though I have a lot of faith in the attack and think we'll score a lot of goals, you cannot just hope that you can turn games into a shootout and win them all. At some point, you got to be able to grind out 1-0s, and the way that they were defending today, we just did not look fully prepared yet. So hopefully going into the league, the defense is able to tighten up. We need Caicedo to be a leader in there to make sure no one is just floating free. But hey, as I said, the attack is fantastic. I'm very much looking forward to this season. Hope you all are too. Thanks for stopping by. This is the Chelsea Campfire. I'm Sebastian North. Please let me know what you think. What are we going to finish with this season? What place? What trophies? I'd love to hear it. Take it easy.